What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Rico along with G Baby and Zoo, my twin towers, and this is the Friendly Fire Podcast, the hottest podcast on either side of the Mississippi. Wellness check, fellas. How we doing today?
We doing good on this episode five
Five of them. What's up? How you talk to me, Zoo? How you feeling?
We're good. As good as we can be. Good, happy to be here on Earth.
Facts. So real quick, obviously we gotta address. I don't even want to say the elephant in the room because we were gonna address this regardless. But real quick, R.I.P. DMX, legend in the hip hop community. I didn't realize like how much he did in such a short amount of time. Like it's like he's been a rapper for a long time, but like his peak was like such a quick condensed. He did like, so much.
It was like his first album, like right off the bat.
He dropped his first two albums in the same year, and they're both multi-platinum. So.
Like for
a hip hop legend,
for
one of the best out of New York.
Yeah, for sure. Because for those who don't know, like he dropped his albums the same year Aquemini dropped by Outkast, which some people consider one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. I think Hard Not Life by Jay-Z dropped. Yeah. So like, and
it was some competition.
Yeah, and he was like top two albums.
And at that point, he was top dog. He was better than Jay-Z at that point.
So it was crazy. He was somebody that like. You found out all these like crazy stories about him. It's like he just genuinely loved people. He was fighting his own demons and still found time to show love to people he just came in contact with. And it's good that he finally like found his peace. I was upset with how like they were handling like whether or not he was dead or not. But overall, like I'm finally glad that we got closure on what happened to him. Yeah. I'm sad the way he went out, but I'm glad that he's finally like at peace because he was fighting demons basically his whole life.
Yep.
So. And, I mean, the DMX thing is very personal to me. I want a quick shout-out to my brother who introduced me into hip-hop, Dario Good Looks. But he's, like, a top 5 artist for him. And, you know, I got a lot of memories with DMX. And, you know, my dad liked DMX. So it's real personal, so it hurts, you know, both of us. But, you know, just DMX was just a good guy, whether he was a rapper or not. You know, he was somebody that lived his life. And just the way the media was, you know, portraying it, it's like you don't judge somebody on what they did in their life, but how they lived their life.
For sure.
And there's not a lot of bad stories about DMX out there. And it's just, you know, coming from that perspective, I don't want to take away from him, but as a family, like that's a hard decision because I've had to face that before with the life support and, you know, what are we going to do? And I almost had to whoop my uncle's ass off the strength of some shit. That's a story for another day. But, you know, I feel for the family as well. You know, that's
having to make that.
That's a tough decision because you never know. Like tomorrow could be different. Then so just you know prayers, rest in peace to Earl Simmons, aka the dog, getting down for real and going hard. You know.
For sure.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, bro. He's like in first grade. He had us fucking growling at people, like barking at people. We were little kids. And you know, as I got older, I obviously I would like once I got into like deep hip hop. It was probably like around 7th, 8th grade when I like focused in on it. Like freshman year of high school. I read up on his life and stuff, and it's like crazy, and like I related to him to a slight degree. Like obviously he had a insane upbringing, but when I was 16, I related to this story of his. So how he got introduced to like addiction and stuff was one of his like mentors, like laced one of his blunts with cocaine in it, and that happened to me when I was 16.
Really?
Yeah, because at 16 I was like a heavy smoker. Sorry for those my family, whoever's listening.
Oh my God, that's a drug addict.
Yeah. I used to smoke like daily.
And those meals.
and the reason I stopped was because one time I was smoking and it felt different, and like instead of I would be like relaxed, this shit like kicked me up.
Had the shenanigans.
And I gave him the shenanigans.
Yeah, and I was like freaking out and I was like paranoid. And then I finally asked someone, like, yo, what kind of weed is this? And they were like, oh, there's, like, cocaine in here.
I said, boy, and you that high shit, off PCP.
Yeah, bro, that shit fucked me up. After that, that's, like, when I stopped smoking. That, like, like, from nowadays, like, from time to time, maybe, like, once or twice a year I do. But, like, that's the reason I stopped smoking.
And then DMX, too, it's, like, I feel like everybody can feel his music because he was the embodiment of the everyday man. It was like there wasn't no swag rapping. It was just like you put on X and it was like, damn, why is life so hard? Like this shit is really hard. And X was like the perfect embodiment of that. There's not too many people that have a better catalog than DMX.
For sure.
But it's a lot of people that don't have any hate towards DMX. Like he did his thing. Like he performed in front of the world.
Legit.
You know?
Everybody like loves to bring up that Woodstock performance, and it was just like you see like these people knew his music.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, now bringing up DMX.
Yeah.
People was like, oh, okay, his music.
No.
Like, these folks knew who he was.
And it's crazy because Woodstock's like primarily rock music.
White
Yeah.
people, and
And,
they
like,
was rocking to it.
Yeah, and it's like rock music, but like for DMX to come out there and everyone know like word for word,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it wasn't just like because that clip is always a Rough Riders anthem that everyone shows, but I believe the full at least half the set is on YouTube, and
Really?
they knew like every fucking song.
Yeah. So its impact is definitely undeniable because it's one of those things like because growing up like in a very my father's passed so a very like Christian household. DMX like his music wasn't really being played, but my mom always had a respect for him for like how he talked about like his love for God and how he talked about his struggle. And there's a few songs that she let me listen to when he was talking about like how he like relied on God for a lot of his stuff.
No.
And then he was also just a very talented person. Like he was a really good actor. It was like you saw
He got good movies.
Yeah, he got good movies. You saw like just the fact that he was able to come up in a time like you said very tough growing up, and then overcome the betrayal of a mentor. Overcome, you know, he was battling with addiction constantly and was still able to put out content for people to really fall in love with, whether it was through the movies or through the music. And so that's just a type of impact that like folks can only hope to have to like.
Yeah.
Openly tell people I'm fighting with this specific demon, and they not only feel that, but they I don't want to say sympathize, but they empathize.
They can
with
understand where you're coming
They
from.
understand
you
it,
know?
and it doesn't deter them from listening to the overall message you have. That's the type of impact that artists are looking for, and he basically just took the world by like that's in the palm of his hand, and just was like, I'm gonna take y'all on this journey with me.
Yeah.
And so that RIP DMX, because that's the type of impact that almost nobody has nowadays.
Right.
To openly say I'm struggling with this, and then still be able to,
Just to hold that respect.
yeah, like
you know?
like folks like understanding, like, all right, you still who you are, and we not gonna judge you for that. That's crazy.
And then online, people just like we not dick riding. Like I'm a fan of DMX,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
so
for
like just like let people discover DMX. They
Yeah.
didn't have the same upbringing. They wasn't introduced to it. Just don't hate. Celebrate the life. Celebrate his homecoming. You know,
Yeah.
just
We
give him
definitely
his
got-
flowers.
We gotta
you
get
know?
out of that.
Yeah, I
We
don't like
have to.
that gatekeeping shit when
I
someone
hate
when
that.
someone
You can't even name 10 songs. Okay, well I'm
Yeah.
trying to. Put me
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got to be a dick about it.
That was one of the things, because like it was tough for me, like when certain artists died, like it took me forever to get into, because I always feel weird about getting into artists like after they die, because
Yeah.
it's like for like literally like the gatekeeping thing is like, oh well, you just not getting into. So it's like, bro, like some people like me, I wasn't raised to listen to DMX.
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't get into my own brand of what I love for music until I was like basically good and grown. My parents couldn't just monitor everything I was doing. So everybody is different, and I think the one good thing about this time around is that more people are understanding that, you know, DMX he didn't really receive a lot of hate in general.
Yeah.
Like basically these last 2-3 days has been nothing but people just showing like outpourings of love.
Yeah.
And overall, like people are being more welcoming into what like
Yeah.
into people discovering who he
and
was.
and it's not like fake love he's getting, because I mean a couple like months ago he did the verses with Snoop Dogg and he was getting hella love there,
Yeah, for sure.
because he used to always be super skinny.
And
I'm
he looked
assuming because
good.
the
Mhm.
addiction.
Mhm.
And he looked good. He performed the whole time. He was standing up the whole time.
He was genuinely having fun.
Yeah. So like he was getting mad love then. People were talking more about DMX than Snoop Dogg during
Yeah.
that verses.
So
So
So we definitely lost the legend in the hip hop game.
Dark
you know.
Man X.
Dark Man X, rest in peace. Prayers to the
sir.
family and your children.
rest in
So
peace.
so like I said, this wasn't to mourn his loss. We definitely just gonna celebrate who he was. We do got to get into some few serious topics before we get into the goofy stuff towards the end. The Derek Chauvin trial is coming up, and I want to address something specifically about how this kind of almost goes back to DMX a little bit, but how white criminals are portrayed in media compared to how other minorities, especially black and Mexican, that I've seen. I can't speak for everybody else, but the portrayal is way different. Because a lot of people was going the first 5 months, not even calling it the Derek Chauvin trial. Oh, it's the George Floyd trial. George Floyd is not on the stand.
Yeah.
Right.
This man is on the stand for the murder of George Floyd. And to be honest, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I try my best not to be a pessimistic person, but based off the way that a lot of this stuff is going, I think he's either gonna get off, or get off with a super light sentence.
It's gonna be super. He's gonna get sentenced because they know if he
No.
doesn't get sentenced, it's gonna be crazy. But he'll get like 5 years.
But
He'll get 5
go-
years.
Go ahead.
The other cops are gonna get off light. They're gonna throw the book at Chauvin because everybody, and shout out to, I don't know anybody's names, but everybody that's testified has been 10 toes down. Like, no, that was wrong. Like,
Yeah.
there's videos coming out. Everybody's like, no, he's wrong.
Mhm.
Even the damn medical prosecutor, I think
the
they
doctors
just,
that saw
yeah,
that.
they were like, no, he didn't die from the overdose of fentanyl or none of that. It was lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
And there was other people saying you should have been off his neck 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, y'all are really holding it down in this trial. And, like, we got to make something happen out of this.
Because
We got to.
because it's like folks already don't have faith in the criminal justice system just in general.
At
'cause
all.
It's stacked against us. And so it's like we've seen consistent evidence over, what was Trayvon, 2014? Before that.
Like 12, I think. No?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like we've seen years and years of the justice system, fellas, when there's been nothing but evidence against the fact that somebody has killed an unarmed black person. And it's like you go out of your way to, okay, we're going to try to do right. We're going to have people testify. We got video evidence. We got this, that, and the third. Oh, well, there's insubstantial evidence to prosecute this person because of this, that, and the third. If Derek Chauvin, my biggest worry, because if Derek Chauvin gets off with either something light or nothing at all, folks are going to riot.
It's going to burn.
It's gonna.
The world is going to burn, and then folks going to find a way. Oh, well, see, the Black Lives Matter movement, y'all don't really see. That's always, they always
That's
going to
their
find a way
goal.
to twist it and make it an angle to be anti-unity, anti-Black Lives
Yeah.
Matter. So that's what I'm worried about.
It's gonna be like double of what it was last year.
It'll be worse because
Yeah.
somebody's got to pay for this.
Yeah, it's going to be like a
Somebody's
cross.
gotta
Like,
And like
he
la-
has to go into hiding. Like,
Yeah.
if he's getting.
Because like last year, COVID was able to hold it back somewhat.
Yeah.
But right now, a bunch of people, they don't give a fuck about COVID
America's
anymore.
open, basically.
So yeah, it's gonna be.
I mean, something definitely needs to happen with this. I mean, we need some sort of victory. I mean, it's too many. I mean, we should have been had some justice for Trayvon. We should have been had some justice, for Breonna Taylor.
Mhm.
Let's try to get justice for him. You know, our only win
Yep.
can't be O.J. Simpson, and I'm not trying to be funny,
Yeah, like legit.
but that's like the last time a black man's ever gotten away with something. And
Yeah.
I don't, whether he did it or not. I mean, it's the justice system's been fucked up.
Mhm.
It's really been fucked up.
Because like when I was talking about like portrayal, so like there's recently there's the, I don't even know his name. I didn't care that much to look into him. But there was a guy who murdered his wife and like who was pregnant and then two of his kids. And he's on trial for it because I think he was trying to escape with his mistress or something like that. And every time they talk about him, they don't show a mug shot. They don't show him arrested. They always show him with the family that he killed. It's always his portrayal. But like
He
whereas
was a good dad that snapped.
yeah, or whereas with when a black person is either murdered or a black person is on trial, it's always the hardest picture they can find. Or even with the 13-year-old boy who was murdered,
Yeah.
they went out of their way to find a picture of him gangbanging.
Yeah.
It couldn't just be him being a kid.
They went out of his way to
That's
scan his clothes, and they said they found gunshot residue of him or whoever, his brother, whoever he was with, shooting a 9mm a couple blocks away from where he died. So he's not innocent. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Like he's the victim here.
So it's like y'all. I mean, we know what the agenda is, but essentially, my biggest irritation is just the fact that it almost goes back to you always trying to paint a picture of black people or Mexican people are these monsters, these criminals, this, that, and the third. Yet when a white person or somebody or a majority does a specific crime, a heinous crime, it's always, oh well, he was a good father, or he was troubled, or they always
you buying Burger King.
yeah, or like the guy that was going out for a jog and the father and son killed him. Oh well, there were two church going.
They hunted him down.
Yeah, there were two church going gentlemen. Their church family bailed them out. It's like it's little stuff like that. It's like we see what's going on, and it can't continue because everybody wants peace. Everybody wants, oh well, we got to go about this the right way. What would Dr. King want? And then you continuously give us reasons to be angry.
Yeah.
Can't make a black life, don't take a black life. That's pretty much it.
So it's I don't know. That's my biggest thing. So you're feeling, what's your feelings towards the trial? Like, how do you think it's going to be handled? Honestly?
I mean, I think he's not going to get the sentence he deserves, but I think he's got to get 20-something years at least. You got to get something because it's still going to be police versus he say, she say, and then there's drugs in his system. You know, as long as you already fucked up once with that being in your system, there's no, oh, he's an addict and then he was erratic. I think he's going to get it. The other officers, they need the book thrown at him too, but they're going to probably get lighter sentences. But he can't escape this. I think everybody that's been testifying, they're doing a good job. So hopefully, and I think it's supposed to be over in the next week or so. Like this isn't going to be a long thing. So
Zoo, what you think?
Like I said, I think he's gonna get 5 years maybe 10 max. And then like the G Baby said that the officers are gonna get either a couple years
Probation,
or
fired,
like
suspension.
yeah.
Because there was one dude, the one that they was like going out of their way to specify that he had only been on the service for like a month.
Yeah.
At, like a week or so after George Floyd's like the video like released, bro was out like buying Oreos.
Yeah.
Just like so it's like these people like feel like they're untouchable. Like if they put that badge on and feel like they can't be touched.
Well, I knew it was bullshit because you remember the George Zimmerman thing right after he killed Trayvon. This nigga was signing bags of Skittles and selling the gun and shit for like $250,000. Like that's some sick shit.
That's the stuff that they was bragging on. It's
they proud of it.
Jay-Z said the streets is dead after that.
It is.
The streets was dead before that, but it's like now we got cameras.
The price of a black life is $14 million.
Yeah.
You can kill me, you can kill Rico, and as long as you throw in my family at least 14 M's, that's cool. And that's not right.
What do y'all feel about like because it's like it's tough because you know a lot of folks want to hop on the families for taking those settlements and stuff like that. What do you? Because like it's either because in my opinion it's almost like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you take the settlement, then it's like, oh, well, that's how much G-Baby was worth to you. Yeah. Whereas if you don't, the trial goes on for 1,000,000 years, and then the person still goes free at the end of it. Yeah. So like, how do you, if you was looking down on it, and it was like how would you feel seeing us take the settlement if it looks like the trial wasn't gonna go our way?
And I'm not gonna be Black Panther power over here, and fuck that, don't take the money I'm getting. Like if I can leave my family straight off of my misfortune. Yeah, but y'all need to understand that this money is going to be there. Like, you turn down the 13 M's, you take this to trial, you getting justice, and somebody going to give you 13 mil. Jay-Z will give you 13 mil just to, like, keep this going. Like, and that's a lot on our black, like, people. Like, you got this money, you supposed to, we'll front all of this. Make sure this goes through. And that's why Breonna Taylor didn't get justice. Because you take that money, and then it's like, okay, you ain't got no other foot in this fight. That's like, it's it. You took it, shut up about it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's wrong, and they still should get justice for that. But, I mean, that money will be there. Like, it'll be there.
It looks like I'm having some type of issue with my computer, but that's still picking up the audio, so we'll just have to probably run it off the camera so we can continue talking. Hopefully this thing is still picking it up so we can still hear each other in the headphones. But I just want to let y'all know, that way you guys weren't surprised. So real quick, before we continue the conversation, something just happened with my computer. I'm working on getting another one. It may not be picking up the audio still, but we still should be able to be heard through the camera fairly well. So we'll just make sure that everything kind of goes through and you guys can understand it still. I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. But yeah, so in regards to, so like, how would you like what's your thought process on that, Zoo? Honestly,
like the whole case and like
on like the settlement angle, like
the settlement angle.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, if it was me, like I was the one who was dead and shit, I'd want my family probably to get the money. But like G Baby said, someone will probably step in and like help out. Like Jay-Z, like we actually skipped over this, but apparently he also paid for the masses, not just. Boy from this conversation. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I want him to take the paper. That's just personally. But they do need to be served like justice.
That's the thing, because it's like there's no right answer. Because it's like you can say, it's like you can say, well, y'all shouldn't take it. Well, it's like, okay, now we living in poverty trying to pay for this trial.
Yeah.
And that can go on forever. And our family's consistently in the news, consistently being watched over, probably being harassed.
Yeah, they're being harassed. They can't grieve properly. Yeah. They're always being cameras and being reminded consistently.
But then you go back to like, man, you gotta take it for a change to come. And I can't speak on behalf of that because I ain't never lost a child. I don't, none of that. But like Emmett Till, his mom could have just closed casket, but she sparked that movement.
Yeah.
Let them see how vicious these white folks is.
That's
and
what
that
they
sparks
did to my
a
baby.
movement. Like this is what they did to him. Like it's still happening, and we're seeing it now. And the shit didn't change. You know what I'm saying? So like we're still seeing this happen, and there's nothing getting done. They're just throwing money in our face. Yeah, the money's gonna be good. It'll help. But man, these dudes just these guys just running the streets still. Yeah. Don't kill somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, it's just wild out here. But I can't speak on behalf of anybody that lost a child, a father, brother, mother, whatever. But like I don't know that pain, but I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
So condolences and everything out to y'all, but I mean we gotta, man, if we gonna fight, we gotta fight.
Yeah, they gotta set precedent.
Right.
Yeah, it's who does it start with type of thing. Yeah. So I mean, I'm doing like I said, I'm doing my best to be optimistic about everything. I don't think that it's just a flat out, oh, this won't work, this won't happen. But I just, history has a tendency to repeat itself.
And it's crazy how it takes, at least from like the justice perspective, or like the government's perspective, to be like, damn, I guess we should put this guy away because of the riots. Or it's not even because it's the right thing to do. They just want to protect like money and investments and business and their downtowns and all that shit.
The people who pay for the towns, like, hey, y'all need to do something about this. They keep breaking down my store.
Yeah. Look at back in the day. I hate to be the time traveler, but Rodney King, when them riots was going down, they tore up South Central, tore up everything. As soon as them niggas marched on Beverly Hills, cut that shit. Yeah. Like, y'all tear y'all shit up. Yeah. When Martin Luther King died, they burned the South Side down, burned the West Side down. We never recovered from that. Yeah. As soon as you bring your ass downtown, now cut that shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't care about us. Yeah.
But so that's just, it's just an angle that I'm glad that we were able to cover and talk over. Praying for the best. We'll obviously, based off whatever the trial, what's the word? Whatever the judgment is, we'll come back and talk about that next week. In lighter news, though, good old Paul Pierce, Hall of Famer Paul Pierce, the truth, was on Instagram Live with 430 people watching.
315.
315, I'm sorry. He has scrippers, weed, alcohol, everything.
You must have woke up to, I hope this email found you. This will be your last day at ESPN.
It was just backside shaking and everything. And folks was just like, Paul, what are you doing? Like, what is
tired of people calling him a lame.
I guess he had something to prove.
Tremendous hot takes he would have on shit.
Oh yeah, it was. What was y'all reaction? I was so confused because I was like, oh okay. Then he started smoking weed. I'm like,
it was corny. It was super corny because I never expected that from Paul.
Yeah, that's the last thing I expect from Paul Pierce. That's something like John Wall or James Harden.
Yeah, like get caught doing, not Paul Pierce.
But it was funny.
50, bro. Like, what are you doing?
I only realized because Kyle Kuzma tweeted about it, and I was like, because he was like, Paul Pierce is wild.
Yeah, like.
And I was like, what do you do? And I looked it up, and I saw that shit.
And ESPN with the quickness, we have parted ways with Paul Pierce. We wish him the best on his future endeavors. I think it was just something to get up out of there.
He was fired that morning. He knew what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah, that had to be because he didn't even look comfortable around all of that. Yeah. It's like he did it long enough to make sure it went back. And what's so funny, if it hadn't made it to Twitter, I feel like niggas wouldn't have saw it.
Because who follows Paul Pierce?
I don't follow Paul Pierce.
Raise your hand if you follow Paul Pierce.
And it's crazy. Paul Pierce was my favorite player in like 6th grade.
I'm not gonna
lie. Yeah, in 08.
Oh, I feel so.
When they won the shit, Paul Pierce was my favorite player.
Paul Pierce?
No, Paul Pierce got game. Paul Pierce got game. Not in 08. Not in 08, he wasn't my favorite player.
Paul Pierce was giving Kobe the word.
Cap. That is cap.
Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna hold you though. He had some good. He definitely had some good battles with the LeBrons and the Kobe's, but just he looked so uncomfortable in that Instagram. Yeah. Like it was like he was doing it just to get fired. He was doing it just so the right people could see it, so he could leave. It was because apparently an adult film website offered him like $250,000 to basically talk sports with strippers around him. Yeah. And folks was like, nah, get some more money out of that. Like, nah, do what you gotta do. So I don't know, it's very weird.
And that sounds like, oh, it's an interesting show, but do you really want to watch that?
Nah.
It was pretty funny the first couple times.
I mean, you watch it the first time, you're okay, and then it's like, this nigga don't know what he's talking about.
And it's just him. Like, I don't know.
I just watch Pooh Shiesty music.
Maybe he wanted to go on All the Smoke or something. I don't know, but like whatever his goal was.
Yeah, he's gonna be on that show with Matt Barnes and
All the Smoke.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his goal was, but it was very weird and awkward to watch. He just looked like somebody's uncle that just was like.
I just thought I was trying to. They couldn't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
This is his full unadulterated self. So it was strange.
Jack Nicholson, you fumbled that bag.
Did he?
Yeah, you supposed to just be like, hey, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah.
On his IG post.
You should have. Yeah.
You fumbled that, Jack Nicholson. I still mess with you.
Yeah, that was real weird. Continuing somewhat with sports, but not really. For those who don't know, who haven't seen, NBA superstar Kevin Durant
versus the mailman and next Friday.
Back to
the ghetto.
Yeah, Michael Rapaport got into debate a few months ago. This is like a long time ago. They got into like a change of words through Instagram DMs. It was just two dudes having an argument. KD said some cussed him out. Nothing like homophobic or nothing, just cussed him out. Michael Rapaport, I don't know what brought this along, but all of a sudden leaked the screenshots to Instagram, to Twitter, and it was just like, people were like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It was just a groupie.
Michael Rapaport's supposed to be the king of talking shit.
Legit, like that's why
that's literally what he does on his IG, every single post.
And all of a sudden somebody gave it back to you, now you got an issue?
Now he's hurt.
Apparently it was some comment, I guess Kevin Durant was complaining about something. And so then Michael Rapaport was like, basically shut the F up and play this, that, and the third.
So KD was on Inside NBA with Chuck and Shaq and them.
Yeah.
And KD does not like Charles Barkley because Charles Barkley keeps it real. So if he talks shit, he doesn't care who he talks shit about.
Mm-hmm.
So KD's a little on the sensitive side.
Sometimes.
So he was just giving Chuck yes or no answers.
Mm-hmm.
So Rapaport tweeted, like, answer the fucking question or just don't be interviewed at
That's
all.
what it was, yeah.
And that's when KD slid in Rapaport's DMs and just went off on him.
Yeah.
Whole paragraphs on paragraphs. I've never seen him that angry.
Yeah, then Michael Rapaport looked like he was legit full-blown paragraphs of why he was everything but a son of God. Yeah. And Michael Rapaport was just like, oh, well, you get paid to do this. Why are you sitting there complaining? And KD just kept going right back at him. And it was weird though, because it was like, this was months later. So what happened recently that made him feel the need to up and bring this up?
Yeah, he just brought it up out of nowhere.
Nowhere. Like, where did that come from?
But it's like KD, sorry to cut you off, but KD is not a comedian, and you're not a basketball player or a sports analyst. Like, you just talk shit, and you feel like your word is bond when it comes to sports. Like, shut up. Like, you shouldn't even be talking to KD like that.
So, there's no reason for y'all to even be truly interacting so much on that level. So, he leaks for those to continue the story, he leaks the DMs. And so they blow up on Twitter because everybody, dang, we know KD was such a savage like this. And even though KD has gotten more into his, like, answering trolls bag.
And without his burner. I mean, I'm sure he used to do it.
Yeah, but this is all him now.
And
so it made it to the talk shows, to the First Takes, to the, what's the one on Undisputed. Made it to Undisputed. And people were asking, it was like,
regular news.
Yeah, people was asking, it was like, well, what should happen? And the analyst was like, nigga, I don't care about this. This is two grown men having a disagreement.
In the DMs.
In the DMs. This literally has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. And so KD was fine. I want to say, I may have got the number wrong. It was 5 something. He was fine by the end of the day.
I think it was like 50K.
50K?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. He was fine about 50K. And it was one of those things where it was like, that, in my opinion, to the NBA, why?
Because he called him a cum guzzler.
Oh, wow.
So
that's not a slur though. That's not a slur. It works both ways. It works both ways.
So I didn't know that. So
I'm pretty sure it's because obviously the NBA is not going to specify what part.
But it was
they just find him. But I'm pretty sure it's because of that part. Because the rest he was just talking shit. He was just like pull up and all that. Like I'm sure they do the same thing on the court.
Yeah.
But
So it was very weird. Then they brought Michael Rapaport on. And they was asking them like, okay, what did you think about the fact that KD got fined and all of that? And then he went into like his white woman bag.
Dude, that was the best acting I've seen him do since like higher learning, bro.
It's like, well, it's unfortunate everything that has happened, that has occurred over the last couple of days.
He fake cried.
He cried?
He fake cried.
Oh my
you
God.
owe black people everything. You owe black people everything. So you shut the fuck up.
No, he was funny. He was like he's like other people at the dog park don't let their dogs get near my dog.
Yeah, like I was like, bro, what is going on?
You think you black? That's why.
KD just laughed it off because it was like whatever. Because it was cool when you was making fun of Donald Trump because he was racist and stuff like that. Cool. Yeah. You were just randomly attacking black people because you don't like how they doing interviews.
Because he got too comfortable.
Think so?
White folks get too comfortable. And they go too far. Not black, bro.
It's because he made that fire ass Chop Quest documentary.
Yeah.
You guys watch it?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't see it, no.
I should watch it because I'm a big Tribe fan.
Yeah.
It's a dope documentary.
So it was very weird. It was like these are two grown men having a dispute. There's no reason this needs to be getting leaked to the press. The press doesn't care. Like, this was something in the news that didn't need to be in the news. Yeah. And I was so blue about it.
Like G-Baby said, you're leaking DMs, bro. Last time I seen, like, every time I see someone leak a DM, it's like that one chick that exposes all the rappers to like trying to
a
woman scorn.
Yeah.
That's what Michael Rapaport is.
A
white woman scorn.
A white woman scorn. The black man hurt his feelings. But yeah, so that's That's sports. That's all we're gonna talk about with sports.
Sorry, ladies.
Very, very strange. Very strange course of events. I'm gonna get the thing back up. So what's next on the docket, Mr. G?
Professional notepad. We can do the friendship date.
Oh yes. Let's talk about that. So for those,
this for y'all.
For those who don't know, there's been recent. There was a picture that went viral. This guy was like, normalize. First of all, I hate that word, normalize. Normalize friendship dates. And so I was definitely included in the trolling. But people were trolling him like, you're in love, just accept it. And so then he was like, fellas, it's very telling that you can't be out with a woman without trying to have sex with her. What else are they going to think about you? And then people was like, no, it's not that we can't be around women and not try to have sex with them.
You can be friends with a woman.
You're clearly in love with this woman. Like, you're in love with this woman. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Just admit that you're in love with her.
He's upset. They're like draped over it. She probably thinks they're best friends.
She called him old buddy, old pal on her Instagram.
That don't hurt me.
That hurts the soul.
And I
Don't call me buddy.
Every guy in the
Or
world.
pal.
And I don't even want to say friend zone because apparently that's toxic. But every guy in the world has been friend zoned.
Oh yeah.
And
I've been friend zoned and I wasn't even trying to holler at, like, I was legit like showing love to somebody for like their music or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, thank you, pal. I'm like, what did I do to earn that?
You better end that with real nigga. That's
What did I do to earn that? I was just chilling. Like, I'm not trying to holler at you, but yeah.
But yeah,
So,
get ready to get called insecure. Because would you guys allow your girl, like Rico's the one in the relationship, would you allow your girl to go on a best friend date?
No.
Why not?
Why do you need to go on a best friend date?
You want to let her get dressed up and go out downtown?
No.
Night out of town?
And I'm not in a relationship.
Insecure, misogynistic male.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, 100%. No.
But no, because part of that, it don't have to be with insecure. Like, as a woman, when you step out, you're representing yourself first and your man.
Yeah.
Don't be, oh, this is my best friend. You can have friends of the opposite sex.
For sure.
But don't be doing all this hugging and kissing and all this. Like, no, that's disrespectful to the man. So when I go with my homegirl, don't be saying shit.
Yeah.
When I want to hug up and grab all on her booty and stuff like that, no, that's my friend. That's my friend. Like, no.
That's how we say hi.
That's how we say hi.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm not.
Consensually, of course.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the logic of friendship dates. Like, my nigga, we're just going out to like the term friendship date is weird to me. I'm not going out getting dressed up to go eat. My female friends who I'm very close with, because for one, I don't personally believe I have any ugly female friends. But at the same time, I understand the boundary. I'm not going to try to take it a step further with them because I realize I know where we're at. And that's fine with me. I'm not tripping off of that. I'm not about to take you out to
Just side hug.
Yeah, like I'm not about
Cool
to go.
side
I'm
hug.
not about to go take you out to like the bar or nothing. Girl, we
Yeah.
about to go to Wendy's and get you a 4 for 4 or something. I'm not doing all of this extra stuff. I feel like by the way, the audio is back on, so it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be like clear audio. You're gonna hear just the camera. Then it's gonna be just the audio again. Just work with us, pray with us.
We're investing.
We're investing.
Support us so we can get some better equipment.
Yeah.
GoFundMe. We're gonna set up a GoFundMe for
a
our last
GoFundMe.
one.
But yeah, I
In
just
the
want.
arms of an angel.
So yeah, that's where we at. But yeah, back to the friendship date. Yeah,
Friendships.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
It's
that.
As-
just you
as-
gotta respect it.
Oh, go
You
ahead.
just gotta respect it.
Yeah, as the leader of the side dudes, aka Dennis Rodman, just waiting for the rebound at all times. I guarantee you, he's not just your friend. He's waiting for the dude to mess up, slip up, and he's just gonna, like I said, Dennis Rodman pick up that rebound.
That's a slippery slope because
Not all the guys, but
that's what I'm saying.
I'll go.
Because
I'll
Steve
give
Harvey
you-
said. I'm gonna tell you what Steve Harvey
Steve
said.
Harvey.
No, because the thing is,
You know he cheated on his wife, right?
I know, but people act like Steve Harvey's word is bond. I have nothing against Steve Harvey, but I'm just saying,
love that mustache.
people act like his word is bond when it comes to relationships.
Yeah.
My thing is, Steve Harvey was quoted saying that no man can be flat out best friends with a woman because they're waiting for that moment, like you just said, where they slip up, and that's a slippery slope to say something like that.
Okay, I'll give you a guys.
You feel me? So you got to be careful when you say that.
This is a scientific estimate. 95% of dudes are waiting for you to slip up. I'll give you a solid 5%, maybe 10% at most. I can guarantee.
I'll give you 93.7.
So I mean, let us know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think friendship dates are a thing? Should they be a thing? My thing is, if you guys are both single, do what you're gonna do. Do whatever. Yeah. You not
have fun.
Yeah, you don't go. In my opinion, you don't go into a relationship and still have friendship dates. You can hang out, but you're not gonna be calling that hoe no friendship date. I'm very secure in myself So I don't believe that my girl is gonna step out with whoever she decides to go hang out with. But at the same time, you're not about to get all bedazzled up to go to Michael Jordan Steakhouse. Like, that's not what we're doing.
But then there's also another point is it's also with who you go with.
True.
If you meet this girl in the club, you can't expect her to be a homebody just because she's with you.
Yeah.
If she been hanging out with guys and girls in the club and she want to go to the club, you going to have to nut up and go to the club sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just be, go with your homies, go with your homies. You can't do that. Same thing with the dude. You can't be all up in the strip clubs, meet a girl there, and then, I want you to be a at-home wife. No, you didn't meet her at home. You met her out there. So you have to. It's give and take. You can't be a homebody and be with a girl that want to be partying all the time. Mm-hmm. You got to meet in the middle. You ain't got to go out all the time.
Likes to party all the time. Party. I'm sorry. I had
the only time I can see when like they're actually like cool is when she has a group of homeboys that like maybe they grew up together. That's the only part like, all right, they just homies. But if it's just this one specific guy, that's when it's
he's
like,
testing the waters.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's like a group, like let's say us three, and we have like one homegirl and like we're all cool with her, like that's okay. I feel like. Yeah. But if it was just like me by myself or just G Baby by himself, it'd be like,
I already know what I'm on. Michael Jackson Thriller overlooked.
But yeah, everybody has their own opinion on it. I just think that's a very slippery slope to try to put yourself on. Oh, we're just friends, we're homies, we're this, we're that. Oh, okay, it sounds good. I mean,
get you some skis, baby girl.
Everything sounds good. So I just think that it's something that you definitely need to be careful about. It's just like, it was just weird because, like, in my opinion, that man was obviously in love with that girl. Yeah. I could be tweaking. And women love, some women on Twitter love to, it just shows how insecure you guys are that you guys only think about sex. That's not true. I just know if I'm going out of my way to I don't like dressing up. If I'm going out of my way to dress up, to take a woman on a date or whatever, we are dating. This isn't a friendship thing. Yeah. It'd be different if I'm like escorting you to a wedding or I'm escorting you to something. Like, if I'm going through the process of picking you up, taking you somewhere to go eat, we're dating. I'm not doing that with a friend. Yeah. Like I said, me and my homegirl can go get some fast food. We're not finna go all out wine and glasses and... No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. That's me, though.
It's about balance because I can't speak for nobody else, no other man.
But you.
But I think about sex.
Yeah.
And when you're dealing with a woman, that can't be your first thing, but it's always on your mind. I'm not going to sit here and let the man be like, I never thought of her. You're bullshitting, you're lying. Yeah. But you have to repress them sexual urges until you can feel it out. You can 50% sex, 50% friends, and then increase the sex as it goes, but that you can't be a deviant like just off rip. Yeah. But you got to know how to play things. But me personally, I know what I think about, and it's not always the best shit. So I apologize.
I mean, that's also that's also knowing you though. That's knowing yourself. So you know what you're looking for when you go to talk to a woman, and she should know that too. Yeah. And so it's all about.
Because I don't see a girl in the club and be like, damn, I wonder if she watches Harry Potter. I don't. That's not the first thing on my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of guys out there, and you can bash me however you want. I can take it, but that's not the first thing on my mind. And it's not the first thing on a lot of y'all mind either.
Yeah, I mean, be truthful. Just tell the truth.
Live your truth.
That's all it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's. I don't know. Zoo, Mr. Playboy.
What about me?
Talk to us, man.
Go ahead. You've been in your bag lately,
You've been in your bag. I don't want to overtalk you.
I'm not in my bag. I'm admiring you guys.
Just admiring.
Yeah.
I just want to know how many friendship dates you've partaked in.
Oh, quite a few.
Quite a few.
How many of those?
I know she's not listening to right now, so I'm cool. I'll say this story. Just a couple months ago, I was with a chick. Whole husband, whole kids. Yeah. Sad boy hours, bro.
I will be in the DMs. Baby, I just don't get it.
Do you enjoy being hurt?
Oh, relax. Relax.
Hey, Raul will be in this whole dirty macking.
I definitely dirty
Mac.
Return of the Mac. That's me right there.
Damn, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah. Zoo like that, man. Hide your curls, hide your wives, everything. Just because Zoo is coming. We're his puppy.
I'm nice and calm.
Yeah, okay.
But when I first got my dog,
Chick mate.
He was a showstopper. I was walking him. I was overwalking him.
Oh, that's why you got the name.
Hey,
you foul for that.
That's why you got the tattoo, so he can just like reach out randomly for stuff. You need help with this?
I kid you not. Like about 3 weeks ago or so, maybe 2 weeks ago, I had a lady take a picture of my tattoo and was like, she's like, oh, my daughter has a picture of her dog. You guys should probably be friends, blah blah blah. I was like, okay. She took a picture of it, sent me everything.
I
I'm
already
like,
know.
bro,
I already know.
everything I do in life is for one thing. No.
Raul hit their ass with that. Yeah, I got an anaconda at the crib, and I got a snake.
Hey.
You foul for that,
Hey,
Raul.
you
Hey, yo,
dirty.
Nasty.
to other dudes out there, stop sleeping on the chubby dude, bro. Folks be thinking, oh, he chubby, he ain't going. Nah.
I have a lot of chubby. I had a lot of chubby friends. They've lost weight, but they was the big man on campus.
Yeah.
So hey,
We be sleeping.
Yeah.
y'all cuddle buddies. It's getting hot though.
It's getting hot.
It's getting hot
It's gonna
outside.
be hot.
So you know that's what.
You want to touch my iguana and my lizard?
How many more of those you got? But yeah, that's my our point of view on the friendship dates, and it's a no for me. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't speak for everybody else, but it's definitely a no for me. Cause it's people like Zoo out here who's just
Waiting for you to fill up.
just wait, just
He
throw
got
they-
a whole gang of
if-
animals. He finna do sexual
he
puns
just,
with.
He just sent his husky just running across your
If any-
path.
If anything, I'm helping the relationship
Why are you helping the relationship?
because I'm the one keeping her content. So then she
I
just
can
goes
mess
back
with
to you.
I can mess with a guy that got a dog and an iguana. The fuck is you doing?
Oh yeah, I'm just with my friend Raul. He has a husky and an iguana. He's thinking about getting a horse.
A
A
horse.
horse. Yeah, so yeah, you're a dangerous man. I'm gonna keep
Very
mine.
dangerous.
Dangerous man.
So that was pretty much what we needed to talk to. We
Yeah.
got some bullshit topics if y'all want to go ahead and
Go
fuck
ahead,
with
get
us.
into him.
We have the Battle of the Wayans brothers.
Oh yes, because we saw this on was it TikTok?
Saw it on
Yeah,
TikTok.
it was
yes,
TikTok.
Yes, yes.
It was an old video of all of them. They were talking on Oprah.
Yeah.
And
The conversation started because I was upset that once again going to like last week, not to be the podcast that bashes on
young kids.
because like obviously we were young kids, we didn't know shit. One point,
No,
like,
I knew
older
a lot of
folks-
shit when I was young.
You knew
There's
nothing.
no excuse.
You knew nothing.
There was an abundance of people who knew the Wayans brothers but didn't know the brothers part of
They
the
knew
Wayans.
Sean and Marlon
Yeah.
from the series, and they was like,
Yeah.
it's 4 of them,
But
it's actually way more.
A lot of people knew Damon because of my wife and kids.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing that in the comments, and it's like they're literally
They
copy and paste. They're like
they-
spitting
yeah.
image. Even the sister looks like them.
Yeah, they didn't know the
So-
OG. They didn't know Keenan Ivory.
Yeah.
You put a respect on Keenan Ivory Wayans, one of the first black men to put his entire family on.
Everybody.
Generations.
He
Everybody.
started Black Hollywood.
Legit
He started it.
generations of people.
Yes.
This is he was bringing Eddie Murphy to his crib to introduce him to the family, so they knew this is what black success was.
Yeah.
Man's went out of his way to make sure everything was owned by him. When they tried to jip him on The Living Color, he was like, I'm gonna just go do other stuff.
Yeah.
Man's just became the top producer. Put his baby brothers on.
Put his now the nieces, nephews,
Nieces,
cousins,
nephews, grandkids.
There's if there's another Damon Jr., we're like on the
I think
third.
it is.
We're like on the third.
I think it's
by
the
now.
third
Yeah, no,
generation.
there's a third.
Mhm.
Because
his
I seen
son
him. I
got
think
a
he was on
kid.
Blackish. I think.
Yeah, so it's one of those
but-
things where put respect on the Wayans brothers. But the original question was, people were asking, who's the best Wayans brother? Who's the most talented? I'm gonna say this out the way. I think you gotta not. I mean, Keenan is in a tier of himself because he kind of like put himself on to the point where it was like, all right, my family here,
Are we
I
talking
can go
about
chill.
funny? Like, okay, we know he put him on, but who's funny? Who's the funniest?
Who's the funniest to you?
In this order, there's no arguing. We can move on after I say it because my word is bond.
Okay,
It goes Damon, Marlon, Sean, Keenan.
that's low key my order too.
Yeah.
But I think because the thing is, it's like Marlon. It's weird. Like Marlon is in like a weird spot with me when it comes to like how I rank him between him and Damon.
It depends on the show.
Yeah, I think it's always been between him and Damon. Damon hasn't done a lot of stuff as of late, but he was like running the '90s. He was
Yeah.
doing. He was
But
doing
see,
a bunch
Damon
of stuff
got
in the
one
90s.
stand up, and that shit's hilarious. I forget the name, but he's got a stand up that's fucking hilarious.
Nah, Damon
Yeah.
is hilarious.
Damon
bro.
is
Damon is
hilarious.
really
Him,
good,
even though some people I guess found My Wife and Kids corny,
That shit was
But-
funny. That show was funny.
but that was he was hilarious.
He was like
I
one
could
of the-
watch
yeah.
reruns and laugh at the same joke over just his delivery.
Yeah.
And you can see it on their faces.
actors
What's her
and
name?
stuff, Tisha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. She's
Shout
like
out.
laughing in like half the shots.
I think she did. He helped us realize how funny she was.
Yeah.
Cause like she was
Yeah.
good in Martin, but she was like she could help be a showstopper in
Yeah.
My Wife and Kids.
Her and Tashina Arnold, shout out Gina and Pam,
Yeah.
some of the greatest TV wives, girlfriends I've ever
Facts.
seen. Everybody
Yeah.
hates Chris. Not to get too far away, she carried
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
'Cause they
She bodied that.
there was a One Gotta Go. It was between My Wife and Kids, Martin, Everybody Hates Chris, and it was whatever the fourth was. And then Tyler James Williams, who played Chris, he was like, I want y'all to acknowledge the fact that we got both Gina and Pam in 2 different shows here.
Yeah.
And like show how dominant they were. Like
Yeah.
so yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think Damon is probably, in my opinion,
He's
Damon
probably
is
the most
like
consistent.
yeah, he's one of like the greatest TV dads in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
he don't get a lot of respect for that for some reason. Like everybody's like, oh, Bill Cosby. Like, everybody jumps to Julius.
Yeah.
From My Wife. I'm like, no. I mean, from Everybody Hates Chris.
Chris.
Like, no. Put some respect
Yeah.
on Damon Wayans and My Wife and Kids.
Yeah.
That whole cast was great.
That
whole
really
cast
good.
it was a really great cast. So I
Great
definitely
cast.
I would say Damon
They-
and Marlon.
They did the Aunt Viv to Claire. I like the newer Claire. I
The
don't
newer
care.
Claire's
You could call
better.
me colorist, whatever.
The reason why I actually did some research on that because I was confused too. The reason why is because apparently the start of season 2 started with an episode that had a teen pregnancy. Raven Simone played a teen who had got pregnant,
Oh, okay.
and the mother of the darker Claire didn't agree with that, so she decided to leave.
Oh,
so
take her off.
they found Jennifer Freeman, I think is her name,
Yeah.
and it just
She bad.
it just took off. It
Well,
just,
relax. I think she got a husband.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ,
if your
she
husband's
bad.
listening to this, watch out.
Dirty Mac Zoo over here. Goodness
Hey,
gracious.
man.
But yeah, so I would say Damon and then Marlon. Because Sean don't really do too much. He didn't do much without his brother. Which, no knock to him. He just didn't. He didn't really do much on his own. So,
Yeah.
And that's respectable because after Keenan put them on, he stopped being in stuff.
he was like,
he was
I'm
just like the
good.
writer and the producer, but he
Yeah.
stopped being in movies.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so
I mean, Marlon's the only one who's still going.
Marlon,
but-
I think, tries to still play. This isn't a knock to him. Marlon and a lot of his stuff still tries to play young.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, nah, be the father. Be
Yeah.
like, this is
Yeah.
your turn to like transfer if you want to into that TV
Into
dad role.
Damon.
Because Damon, the transition was seamless.
Was perfect.
It was seamless. Like I feel like
Because he was like he was like tough on Junior.
Yeah.
But he was also like caring. Like when he kicked him out.
He was a father.
But he kicked
was
him
a
out to the
dad.
garage.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was good.
So
He
I
was
feel like
good.
Marlon could also reach in that bag if he wanted to, but I think Marlon wants to still do his. He's a very physical comedian, so
Right.
everything is still very loud, very. It's weird to say stunts, but like very stunt heavy with him.
Yeah.
So like until he gets out of that, probably not until he's 50. I think he's gonna still be very like the young. He's trying to be like the young cool guy. It's like,
Yeah.
no, just
But I seen Marlon at the Improv Comedy Club a while back with my brother, and he was really funny. He was really
he's
funny.
good at
Yeah,
stand-up. I
he
saw his Netflix one. It was okay.
the Netflix one wasn't that good, but when I saw him, he was really funny. So it made my like respect for him like
Yeah.
just go up a
I
little.
feel like
bit
Marlon's
more.
would be a little bit better with the crowd. With
Yeah.
the crowd work.
Yeah.
Because obviously on the specials you have to stick to your script.
Marlon's biggest thing with a lot of comedians too is he holds jokes too long. Like he'll be on one joke for like 5-10 minutes. He'll be like, all right, nigga, move on. Like, please, shit.
So yeah, that's our. Was there another one before we close? With the
We got
The Rock.
Kevin Samuels and Rock for president. Let's try to get these two quick.
Okay, which one you do?
We can do Rock. We can do
Let's
the Rock. We can do
Okay,
Rock.
so for those who don't know, apparently there's been a recent poll, and 46% of Americans would vote for The Rock for president. For those who don't know, he has a show called Young Rock, which takes place in 2032, where he decides to run for president. And basically, he tells a couple reporters basically how he grew up and his like that led him to becoming president and whatnot. And so like the story is him telling that, so he's narrating it essentially. So after like I guess the success of that, people are like, shoot, I vote for The Rock for president.
Yeah. Love
Would
The
y'all
Rock.
vote for The Rock for
46%.
president?
If he comes on stage and gives Kamala Harris the wickedest damn people's elbow, I will. I will. He got my vote.
No, I would focus on The Rock. I feel like he'd try to be funny. He'd probably do like some wrestling promo type shit.
I don't know, man.
He'd probably do like commercials with like Stone Cold Steve Austin and shit.
Could he be
I'd
any
definitely
worse
watch.
than Donald Trump?
He can't.
He couldn't, but at the same, he couldn't. Nah.
I saw a post where someone was like, everybody's agreeing to this until he ends up running as a Republican. And then everybody was like, oh.
But see, the thing
That's
is,
when you get his running. The Democrats are gonna get Stone Cold, and we gonna see that
oh,
again.
they have to wrestle.
He gonna come out with the jean shorts and everything.
Yeah. That's gonna be wild. But yeah, I mean, I would vote for him. I guess depending on his policies. I mean, like you said,
I mean, it depends who's running, obviously.
Yeah, like it couldn't be nowhere. If he's serious about it, then for
Yeah.
sure.
If he's running against Trump, he'll win.
Yeah, he'll win.
Yeah.
If he's running against like
I think if he
like,
runs against any old white person,
like
he'll
Joe
win.
and like he'll win again and stuff. If he runs against AOC,
He might lose that.
He might lose one.
But he'll be her VP.
I ain't
though.
gonna hold you.
He'll be her VP.
AOC losing favor with people too. She's starting to do that performative activism.
Cause a lot of people are starting to hate on her because of the whole Joe Biden shit. Cause you know how Joe Biden still has like the immigrant kids in the camps.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And she was trying to excuse like, oh, it's not the same.
It's not as bad as it was
Yeah.
when Trump was doing
That's
it.
why
That
people are
doesn't
like,
make it right.
like
It's
what do
still
you
bad.
mean?
And she went out of her way to get photographed
Yeah.
crying at the wall or the cage or something
Oh,
like
really?
that.
I thought
Yes.
they staged that.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's the issue. So it was
Yeah.
like, and then I even once again going back to worshiping these celebrities, you can't do it because politicians are going to politic. They're going to do what they have to do to get the people on their side. Now her biggest issue is that she's starting to turn too early.
Yeah.
Like this ain't your turn yet.
Like Joe Biden ain't even did nothing
Like,
yet.
you supposed to wait until it's your turn till you get in
Until-
president before you sell out.
She-
Selling out way too
Yeah.
early, sweetheart.
Right.
Like what's going on? Like we see what's going on now.
She gotta wait until like the third year of Joe Biden so she could get the middle voters. But yeah,
She hoping Joe Biden get impeached after falling up them stairs. So that's what she waiting on.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, so be careful of that. But once again, that performative activism showing its ugly head.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see. And then your boy, I feel like we could talk about him forever.
Boy.
Kevin Samuels.
We could do a Kevin Samuels post every week.
Legit.
A segment.
He goes viral almost every other week.
For those who don't know who Kevin Samuels is,
Talk
he's
to
this
him.
he's like a relationship advice like guru
I don't
on
know
Instagram,
how he got
Twitter,
to that point.
all those social medias.
Mhm.
He mainly brings like black women onto the stage, but I mean it's with their consent because they're the ones who's asking to
You
come
know
on
what
here.
you know
It's
what you're signing up
it's
for.
basically like Maury, where people are like, "Why are you on there?" But they want to be on there.
Right.
So, and he basically just shits on them the whole time. It'd be like a chick like, "Oh, I just want a guy who treats me right," and he'd be like, "But do you deserve to be treated right?" You're like,
Amazing question.
you're 30 with 2 kids, 2 baby daddies.
Lower them
You
standards.
still work at Walmart, and then he's like, he just shits on them the whole
It's-
time.
It's wild. So it's like my thing is this. It's like people want to be like, oh, he's misogynistic, he's this, he's that. Why do y'all keep giving him a platform? If y'all care that much,
Why do all his lives get like 20K people?
People love the contention.
he goes viral on Twitter every time he says something? I'm not. First of all, I'm with all due
They
respect.
call this chick a running back.
Yeah, because she was what 5.
She was like,
She was 5'8".
she's like, you're 5'8", 160, which isn't even that big.
You're through the A gap.
Yeah.
Like what are you talking about?
She can hit
she's
it.
like-
She can hit it.
Yeah, she's like, you're the same size as Emmitt Smith.
Barry Sanders. Yeah.
6 yards is 6 yards. I don't give a fuck who running it.
So it was one of those things. It's like, why do y'all keep giving these folks platforms? That's always been my question. It's like, what has Kevin Samuels?
He's like-
I don't even know if he's married. We're not. You guys are letting unmarried old people
He was like,
tell y'all
'cause
relationships.
he was like the anti Derek Jackson, because Derek Jackson shits on the men,
Mhm.
and he shits on the women. So
Yeah,
it was like a
we
nice
needed a
balance.
balance.
But then Derek Jackson fucked up that shit.
Excommunicated.
So now we got Kevin Samuels
Good old
still
Kevin
running
Samuels.
shit,
Just like just
shit talking.
You look. You ain't gonna be just talking to me any type of way. But like you said, they sign up for it. That's on them. They know what they're doing. So you can't scream misogyny when this is what you asked for.
Yeah.
He's been doing this however long he's been viral. I just found out about him this year. But he's got to have been doing it for a decent enough time.
Yeah.
He's got an entire platform based off of just
shitting on women.
giving relationship advice.
Quote unquote relationship
To each
advice.
his own. I'm not going. First of all, I'm not going to almost anybody else for relationship advice. Especially if I don't see evidence of your relationship working.
Because people, whenever he brings up like him being divorced, he's like, "This isn't about me. This is about you.
Right.
You're the one who's on this platform."
I didn't ask you to
questions."
come up
I
here.
didn't ask you to come. This is what you asked for. So no, yeah, it's a no for me as well. G baby, would you be going to Mr. Kevin Samuels for relationship advice? Gretchen?
No, I think I'm at the point where I know what I want, and I don't need anybody else to tell me what I want. And, like, I'm not gonna let him, somebody I don't even know. Like, but shout out what you're doing, bro. It's
Think
funny.
about- So,
but-
you're light skinned and bald head. Do you think you deserve a 6-figure earning wife? Do you?
yes,
Why?
because I have conversation and I'm pretty funny.
Oh, so you think funny is what's gonna
Yeah.
get you there?
Yes. Fuck out my face, Kevin Samuels. Before I punch
He's
you.
hilarious. and like the thing is, you can't even have attitude towards him because he'll get mad at. Like there was a lady who was rolling her eyes. She's like, "Roll your eyes on me one more time. You're getting kicked. You're getting kicked."
That's a very interesting individual.
Yeah.
And
He's funny.
I'm almost 100% sure he's gonna have another viral video.
He gonna have a TV show.
Oh yeah,
A talk show.
Yeah.
something. It's gonna be on
Definitely have a talk
Facebook. It's gonna be on like Facebook. They're gonna
Yeah.
do. It's gonna be like the
Red Table Talk
yeah,
with him.
just with him, just bringing people
Shit,
on, just
talking
like
people.
so. Why are you lonely? So that's very interesting. But this has been a great episode.
I want to get that correction out the way.
Oh
real
yeah,
quick.
yeah. We had a quick
Corrections,
correction we had to
corrections.
make
A
from
quick
last episode.
From the last episode, I don't know if you listened. I made a comment about woman's perfect age is half his age plus 7. I put that on the Muslim culture. I do apologize. That wasn't a Muslim thing. It's from a French author, Marc Aurèle, back in 1901. Wrote a love manual called Her Royal Highness Woman and His Majesty Cupid. And in there he states a woman should be half the man's age plus 7. In the Malcolm X book, he was a firm believer of that. So
Okay,
that's
yeah.
why him personally, that's why I kind of connected it.
G Baby got them threats.
You know what I'm
He was
saying?
knocking on his door.
I was like, I don't want to fight I don't want to fight Farrakhan in the nation. I'm sorry about it, but I just wanted to make sure that we're trying to be a credible podcast. So if you hear anything that we made a mistake, just correct us.
Yeah, we'll
and
correct
we'll get it right.
So this has been
Also,
what's
I'm
up?
sorry.
What's up?
We were
Go
not
ahead.
closing that.
We're not closing yet. What's up?
On the thing, we haven't reviewed movies in a couple weeks because we maybe are gonna be doing extra bonus
Oh
episodes.
yeah, talk about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, we might be doing extra bonus episodes like on a movie because we know some people like won't jump on a movie as soon as it comes out. Sometimes you'll wait a couple weeks. Sometimes you want to be with your loved one or your family or whatever. So you might not be able. And since our podcast is only an hour and maybe we spend like 20 minutes talking about a movie, that we don't want that to be like extra wasted content that you guys skip over. So we might just gonna make separate videos for movie reviews, TV reviews, anime, whatever you guys want us to review. Send us requests, and if we're into it and we watch it, we'll give you a review as a bonus episode. So like these episodes release on Monday, we might drop those on a Wednesday or a Thursday. So just give us feedback on that. Whatever shows you want to watch, is that a good idea or not?
Yeah.
We're just here to improve.
Because we were already talking about potentially not necessarily shooting 2 different days, but at least having 2 separate shows because we didn't want to be like all heavy, all movies, and then you only had 20 minutes of like content that everybody knows about. So it's like instead of just always putting a spoiler warning on something, we can have a flat out bonus episode that's all spoilers. We can talk about it completely and without basically having let's not say too much type of stuff.
Yeah.
A shoot the shit episode where it's
Yeah.
just we don't have to talk about nothing serious, no politics, no deaths, no sport. We could just shoot the shit with questions y'all want to hear, things y'all want to talk about, just laugh.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, we've also started our Friendly Fire Instagram page. It's literally
Yes,
just
sir.
friendly_fire.
Fire is FIYA.
You almost messed that up. To any aspiring artist who wants to potentially have their art or artwork shown, you can email us at friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. Once again, friendlyfire2021@gmail.com. Just send us the MP3, MP4 file. We're going to listen to it. If we like it, it's going to come up at the end of our podcast. Once again, I want to apologize there's going to be an audio issue. I'm going to basically take the audio from the video and I'm going to have to put it in between when the recording software was up to when it went down. So it's going to be like definitely a drop off for probably about 10 to 15 minutes. But then the audio just comes, we got the audio back up. So hopefully this all records, goes through smoothly. I want to apologize for that. We're working on getting new equipment and everything. So we thank you guys for, sticking with us, grinding with us. I'll try to have a new computer by next week. We'll see what happens.
Let's get those views up too, y'all.
For sure.
We got merch. Well, we're gonna get merch, and if y'all got merch y'all want us to wear, send the links. We'll purchase.
Yeah. We trying to support all, especially black businesses, but we supporting any creator who's trying to, help elevate their stuff. Which is why we're not charging people to send us their songs that they may want to get displayed. We trying to help. We are genuinely here to help and to
show love and support.
Show love and support. That's our biggest thing, is showing love and support. So once again, quick apologies for the podcast episode. We're going to have that fixed up by next episode. I promise y'all that. Any questions that you guys have, once again, you can either email us at friendlyfire2021@gmail.com or you can now DM us at friendly_fire. Once again, friendly_fire. On behalf of my boys, I am Rico, G-Baby, Zoo, my twin towers, Friendly Fire, the hottest podcast on either side of the Mississippi.
Depending on who you ask.
I asked myself.
Deuces.
That's all that matters. Peace.